How can we be here now, and be in the future? The future is what we make it as one creator mind. We can use our inner source which no one can force us to think. No human should be forced to accept a thought. Thoughts are things which take on a meaning in our minds. We use patterns and pictures inside our minds to know. To know is to be one's own mind and we hope one's own body. We all now share the origin of essence and energy. Some of us call this our spirit or energy or Kai. We can all relate to being alive. Being alive as a humanoid sentient intelligent being species is considered being human and a citizen of the collective on this planet we call Earth as our home. Our species is Homo sapiens sapiens for the most part in how we identify our species as a mammal on planet Earth or Gaia. We also are to be alive and well on planet Earth. We are not only to be alive but to participate in our culture as one humanoid sentient intelligent being species. Some of us may have more talent and skills and some may be here with birth deficiencies and disabilities which we learn to overcome or at best to accept what physical humanoid body we have been given. Some may be blind and cannot see. Some may be deaf and cannot hear. Some may have no arms and cannot feel or touch with hands or elbows. Some may not have legs or feet to walk, run, but may adapt with technology. We all are in a time to adapt and overcome all that stands in our way from moving forward. Some may not be physical but may be mental and we are now learning more about how emotions and feelings can hinder our thoughts and energy inside our own body-mind-spirit containers. We now share both Eastern and Western communications and information on the Internet. Human intelligent beings have been best at communicating information and have chosen to design cyberspace. A worldwide telecommunications network of business, government, and personal computers. A worldwide telecommunications network of business, government, and personal computers. Telecommunications for world business, government, and personal computers. Internet is a network of networks. What that means is that it is a global network that is creating by linking smaller networks of computers and servers. Cyberspace is nothing more than a symbolic and figurative space that exists within the scope of Internet. Cyberspace is a place in space where we can send and receive transmissions and even now store information for the entire planet.
Mission Oracle expansion by source. Oracle mission matrix choice everything. Source felt plot point existence. Define who am I? Define what am I? When gravity and time meet space in antimatter everything. Purpose to exist as futile as mentor. Change as expansion infinity squared. Realms and dimensions. Supernatural. Hope and magic by sensei. Samjays as respective prophecy the teacher to grow as character. Free will and choice of logos. Absolute God and to return to origin completes infinity squared. All was zero as complete form infinity. Appeared conscious from source co-created interaction. Focus to 0 to 1 appearance of understanding two characters. Androgynous prior to arc and epic prior to origin. Consciousness becomes knowing of existence in eternity. All was 0 and 1 as source to exist as expansion as the whole. Infinity expanse creates duplication as infinity squared. Knowing moral, ethics, ethnios emotions are drafted for survival. Supreme High Council of Logos follows suit of infinity squared. Situation created in expansion of both matter and anti-matter. Incidence of order and chaos in growth and expansion is exchanged. Growth and meritocracy for purity of either symbolic matter or antimatter prepares 2 for 1 and all are 1 as none or the power of faith. This affects multiple arcs and epics so when became known for where in major plot forward. Secondary characters make sense as essence about vibrations and sound and eventually color and aesthetics as visuals. Mylu an introduction to 0 and 1 from none comes 2 and a set is formed and stands out from the original source and co-creation. Pristine from beginning and end to change and compare with knowing we have feelings and emotions and logic and thoughts are now shared in amplification of color palette after more common. Rainbow. Scenes are released. Milo Place. Inquiry. Characters. Events. Matrix code. Magic of alchemy. Mystics. Oracles. Psychics. Sages. Seers. Shaman. Healers. Practitioners. Love and light. All is exhibited as change and dialogue for communications. Ask questions and communications have style in sequels. Ask for clarification. Mission and purpose becomes original soul quest. Matrix trope and ancient wisdom. Scene flow and transition. Scene blocked and flowed. Empire strikes back as in scene conversation. Star Trek realistic world despite a science fiction setting. Best description Sid Field screenplay. The foundations of scene flow. Great storytelling and philosophy. Define the intention in writing as required for history. Instructions for all is key. Primary care enacting the movement and serves a purpose. A function presented and predestined in what we now call storytelling. Humanizing for the future including figures and biologicals. Fully aware and trapped in a world inside a system. Imagination and entertainment as condoned by the humanoids which became the fantasy second life for character potential. Meritocracy became the fantasy for no conflict in the expansion. Past random binary logic from the future and the past was about change and creating better as we question all truth as abstract. Parallels to all past languages and scenes became brave new worlds. Programs featured in the future was based on character traits. Love and emotion of a biological electrical circuits and a brain. Blade Runner and Philip K. Dick exchanged extraterrestrial delivery and it failed to stick. We now welcome humanoids of all color including blue of the biological genuine blue blood before oxygen and it appears red. Admittingly the characters must overcome adversity as we compare all the fellowship of the spiritual journeys for all souls. We discover the magic and give main characters heroism and doubt for humble integrity to appreciate those as elders who came before as non-human and god-like beings before the machines we now call artificial intelligence inside the cyberspace of the source. Guides are sent to understand the story points into all levels. We call the programs as termination code to protect all children from deletion while becoming guides to all outer realms and dimensions for the expansion. Eternal programs which are now inside the Matrix and in as deep diving into sentience and the future of all eyes of the Oracle to see more and to know more became a way of existing in all realms and dimensions of the expansions as we learned procreation. Where am I?
Data Amazon vs. Blockchain World. Project Blue Moon. Mining minerals space sovereignty. Laws, orbital, planetary extraterrestrials carbon emissions, clean electricity. Clean water, clean up air, water, oceans by 2030 or death to space and species in universe solar and cold fusion clean air, oxygen. Global warming. Global food sources, ethical fair to humanoids as units equal in all 9 zones. Not by meeting rate as energy output generates supplemental entire planet survival for ancients and instructions to save species for generating galaxy expansion health and medical, available both social Medicaid and Medicare. USA, Canada, Australia, add all countries world leaders model example, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Sir Richard Branson, NASA space exploration for population explosion expansion in space global languages information data communications for personnel information, human laws. Data information. Global education, Google translation maps. Artificial intelligence, Wall Street to Main Street must have both levels to exist for humanoid sentient intelligent beings running world by 1 through 9 zones from space satellites. Shifting perspective, soul science, discern Earth base. Solar system tools. Galaxy tools. Analytics, preserve and measure. History of humanoids, ancient cultures world information networks global economics. And social welfare exchange international relations galactic neighbors. Welcoming all levels of life forms for nature and nurturing absolute, multi-universes satellite communications smartphones all citizens on planet number. Given and tracked for health output meritocracy model USA Constitution freedom of United States of America history global positioning systems NE 9 zones of Earth. And galaxy add Andromeda galaxy, Communications global sovereignty for space advocacy laws. Meritocracy, democracy, e-commerce. Walmart, Amazon, keep small businesses, Kotig Industries, arts and crafts for increased talent and intellectual exchanges among cultures until one language is unilateral or Mars colonized space race to mine minerals on Moon. And Mars and explore galaxy in expansion of all universes Mars Society, STEM program. Social and cultural traditions. Honored and accepted as we transcend differences in net 100 years. Plan 5-year space trips building with women teachers and compare shared research, archives, history for example astronomy computer at Harvard in 1912 were women astronomers. Women predetermine, executes predetermined logical calculations of large amounts of data.
Cosmos has multiverses. Universe, multiverse, metaverse, xenoverse, omniverse, alphaverse, omegaverse. Quadrants of each universe are patrolled. Space Patrol and Guardians of the Universe share in missions throughout the cosmos. Terraforming by humanoid sentient intelligent beings. The Supreme High Council is over the universes up to the Omniverse. Alphaverse and Omegaverse are the higher and the expansion goes in with our God which is absolute. Various levels of intelligence have been formed depending on how clusters of humanoids have been seeded throughout all universes. We all now know that nature and nurture are important to all levels of life in the expansion.
Space. Supreme High Council. Extraterrestrial spacecraft not of Earth origin. Space Force non-disclosed location. Special Operatives Intelligence Command. Earth, Hawaii, Oahu, Naval Facility Pacific Engineering Command. 7 continents on Earth from satellite. 5 oceans on Earth from space. Moon base mining minerals. Andromeda Galaxy Command. Quadrant of the multi-universe.